Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of the Catacomb series. This is one of my favorite series, and I know you're anxious to get to the Abyss, but hold on. You know, a little bit of information here, that John Cormack, the sole creator, well, he is the big mind behind towne and Wolfenstein. This right here, the Catacomb 3D, The Descent, is his first foray into the 3D gaming. So technically, this right here, this game, is what led to all first-person shooters. Can you imagine that? To what was now Wolfenstein and Doom. So, this is called the Catacomb 3D, The Descent. That is a mouthful of words. So let's just go right down into it and let's check this game out. First off, here's a little bit of information for you to digest while we descend into the Catacomb. Catacomb 3D The Descent is the third in the Catacomb series of video games and the first of these games to feature 3D computer graphics. The game was originally published by Softdisk under the Gamer Edge's label and is a first-person shooter with a dark fantasy setting. You take control of the High Wizard Petton Everhail, descending into the catacomb of the town cemetery to defeat the evil lich Nemesis and rescue his friend Gelmnair. Okay, first up, why in God's name Gelmnair, the name Gelmnair? Seriously, yeah, that just rolls off of your tongue. And second, why the hell would you even think about going to the town cemetery and hooking up with the guy who looks like Ghost Rider from an occult? I really don't want to beat this game up too much since it is the granddaddy of Wolfenstein and Doom. So let's get to the graphics. Since this is the time of EGA graphics, colors and textures were still being tested out, but none like they were here in Catacomb 3. I'm sorry, the white bland walls are terrible, and I can't seem to see where there is a secret hidden room when I blast it. Yeah, there is an effect when blowing up, but it blends into the environment, making it hard to see. In later levels, you can see tar walls, magic portals, and even, I have to use my imagination here, demon walls. Back then, kids had to use their imagination to play these games. Nothing was more real than going off into the unknown, and yeah, this was top-of-the-line graphics. Woo! The graphics, by today's standards, man, they're just awful. I mean, they are just awful. But back in the day, boy howdy, I'm going to tell you right now, those graphics were awesome. But wow, that is the most blinding white I will ever see in a video game. Seriously. Of course, you know you have different textures of bricks. Yellow, red, brown. They even went into gray styles. But man, that was a blinding white. I'm telling you. So how do the enemies stack up? Well, there are only 4 enemies in the game, including the boss man himself. There are orcs, trolls, dragons, or demons, if you will, and then Nemesis. The character models all have good animations to them, from the death animations when they fall to the designs themselves. The only problem I have with the enemies are that there's no real sound that happens when they attack you. If there is any sound at all, it's just a low buzz noise, so you constantly have to keep an eye on your health bar. One common problem about these 3D games, such as Catacombs, this could be with Doom or Wolfenstein of this era, is that when you're shooting an enemy and multiple enemies will come out at you, you can be shooting straight, your line of vision is right here, but then those groups of enemies will come right here and they'll close in on you. Well, you're having to shoot one enemy at a time. You can't just shoot all 3 unless you have a nuke or so, which is one of the items in the game. So you're constantly having, if you're out of luck with those nukes, you're constantly having to turn, shoot, turn, and then shoot. Otherwise, sometimes the biggest problem is when the enemies are coming right at you, they come at you and you can't see them. So when you're shooting them, there's no animation, there's no nothing. I mean, the enemies are literally standing right on top of you. It is the biggest freaking mistake ever, and I hate it. Talking about the sound quality, there is only one track in the entire game, and it loops constantly. The sound effects are the sounds of your magic missiles, and occasionally the buzzing or grunting of enemies, so sound quality is pretty much non-existent. The controls are simple and effective. Use the arrow keys to move, control key to fire your magic missiles, spacebar to cure, and then enter for your nukes and B button for bolt. Simple, yet effective. Alright, time to go fight the big bad boss man himself, Nemesis. Yeah, take that. Go, hit him, get him. Right there, yeah, kill him. Gotta heal. Wait, don't kill him. Get him. Yes. Shoot that son of a bitch. Kill him now. Kill him. Oh, he's dead. Wow, that really didn't take much effort at all. Well, that's Catacomb 3D The Descent, and you know what, by all standards right now, it's a terrible game. I mean, really, it's awful. The sound quality's bad, it's non-existent. The levels are completely confusing. They're maze-like, and sometimes you don't even know where you're going. And as for the ending, you're probably wondering why there's no ending to this game. Well, that's because I didn't technically beat this game. Well, I did defeat Nemesis, right? But if you read one of the scrolls that you don't really have to collect, but it does give you some hints, the 8th scroll says the path you take, choose carefully, the path you take is not always the right one, which is really cryptic, and so I have no idea. So after defeating Nemesis, I looked around the throne room and there was nothing. And then I go and split off into these halls, and then it just kept going, and it was like, I don't know, I spent over an hour looking for the ending to this game, and I just couldn't do it. So I said, screw it, I'm done. So there you go, there's Catacombs 3D The Descent. It's a fun game. It was the first foray into 3D gaming right there. It's amazing. I like the game. It's fun, but it is terrible at the same time. So I know what you guys are getting antsy for. We're getting ready to go to part 3, and that'll be Catacomb Abyss, and I can't wait because that's my favorite game. So I'll see you guys next time on the Catacombs Abyss.